Thanks for joining us on the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Let's talk Misericordia University baseball. Successful coach Pete Egbert joining us right now. Well, Pete, you guys do it again, a Freedom Conference title. Let's talk about you guys putting it together over the weekend.
Yeah, we had a really exciting weekend. We threw a complete game, shutout in the first game to beat Manhattanville 8-0, and then we followed that up with a complete game shutout in the second game to win 2-0. And then we went 0-0 through 8 innings of the third game, and then let up an unearned run to lose 1-0 in the third game. We had to come back in the if necessary game to beat DeSales 10-6 to win it. So it doesn't get any easier, that's for sure.
Well, you're working hard as always every year. Talk about that pitching staff for you and the guys getting out there and getting the job done.
Yeah, Thursday, our ace, Ryan Boroch, who was an All-American last year, pitched really, really well, and he's an absolute horse for us. He goes out every day and gives us a chance to win. And then this year, the Freedom Conference Pitcher of the Year was Corey Vogeley, a left-handed pitcher out of New York, also a junior. He's had an absolutely phenomenal year, ERA around 1 and less than a hit per inning pitched. And then in Game 3, we had another lefty, Garrett Pelko, who's a sophomore, who pitched really well, started the year out of the bullpen and just pitched well enough to put him in the starting rotation. So between those three guys, our bullpen has been strong all year. We've had some injuries on the pitching staff as well. We lost Tim Boroch, halfway through the season, and another returning player, Corey Lee, was down for a few weeks. So we had some guys step up and take their roles, and we've just been pitching real well throughout the course of the year.
Pete, the competition in the Freedom every year, there's some great competition. Again, some great teams down that stretch. Talk about those top couple teams. It seems like it's a battle every year. And tell us about you guys in that mix, of course, and coming out with the championship.
Yeah, really, DeSales is always the team to beat, and no exception again this year. They went through the conference. I think 19-2 was their conference record. They finished in first place. And if you want to win the conference, you got to get through them. And they're very athletic. They've got an outstanding pitching staff. They got a few hitters in the middle of their lineup that are pretty scary. But everybody's always gunning for us because we've had the success that we've had. So Manhattanville is always tough. And their offense is really scary. They can put up a lot of runs real quick. And then Eastern this year was the 4th team in the tournament. Coach down there is relatively new. He's done a good job to get them going. And, of course, we've got the local rivals with Kings and Wilkes. And, it's never easy to get through those guys either. So it is a tough conference, and we're just fortunate to be able to come on top. Our guys are pretty resilient, and I'm proud of what we've been able to accomplish.
Pete, it's been one of those strange years for teams, and you talked to a guy like Jamie Shevchik at Keystone. Hey, talked to him in April. We've been outside 3 times, and they were about 19-10 or so. They reeled off maybe 11, 12 wins in a row. How about for you guys? A little bit of an odd year as far as practice-wise of getting out there, and did you guys need to hit your stride at some point?
Yeah, it's really weird and kind of the opposite story of Keystone. We played our best baseball at the beginning of the year right out of the gym, which I didn't anticipate. We came out of the gates 14-1, and we were pitching really well. We were playing outstanding defense as well. We were getting some timely hitting, and we liked our chances halfway through the season. Then we got into a rut where we came back from Florida, and we didn't play consistently. We didn't practice consistently due to the weather, and that seemed to really hurt us a little bit. And we went 10-9 in our next 19 games. So that's when we were battling some of those injuries, and I had some cause for concern. But again, our guys are really resilient. They worked really hard and got back to the drawing board on some things and just happened to put it all together for this weekend.
Pete, you're going through this championship stuff. You guys are in the playoffs. It seems like it's a yearly thing. How about that recruiting stuff, punching the clock with recruiting to keep replenishing what you've done there at Misericordia University and making sure you're getting some really quality student athletes?
Recruiting really never ends. It's a job that I kid with people. We take only Christmas Day off pretty much, but otherwise we're always talking to prospective students and their their families, and talking to coaches throughout the region to try and find the best players. But ultimately it starts with the university. The university is a good place to be. We offer some really good things in terms of academic studies, but the facilities are outstanding both academically and in recent years we've upgraded most of our athletic facilities. So when you get a prospective student athlete onto campus, it's a relatively easy sell. So at that point, they know they're getting a quality education. Hopefully, they're going to be coming into a successful program. So that makes recruiting a little bit easier. And I think our current student athletes do a really nice job of selling our program too and what we stand for. So we're not only looking for talented players, but we're looking for the guys that are the right fit into our program and have the work ethic and all the skills that we're looking for to be able to achieve at a high level. So it really is a difficult thing to do, and you're never exactly sure until a player ends up in your program. But we've been fortunate and pretty successful in recent years.
Pete, you've had some experience here in the regional playoff, and it doesn't matter who you're playing or where you're going, but what are some things you've learned after being in this regional thing as far as the arms you need, the mentality you need as a team? Tell us about some of those experiences and how you're going to play that into here 2015.
These regional tournaments are absolutely brutal. 8-team double elimination tournaments. They go multiple days, 5, maybe 6 days, and towards the end of the tournament, you're playing at least one, but sometimes two games a day. You need a ton of pitching. You're not necessarily familiar with all the teams in the tournament, which can make it a little bit more difficult as well. I think the one good thing about it, at least for us, is that we're done with classes now. Finals are over, so the guys really just have to concentrate on baseball for the first time really all semester, which kind of makes it nice and is a reward for them. But certainly it is a daunting task to be the one team that comes out of an 8-team double elimination format.
Well, Pete, we wish you well, continued success, and congratulations on a fabulous season.
John, thanks for having me.
Pete Egbert, Misericordia University Baseball, here on the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers.